All right. Fire away.
Rick, I know you touched on this stuff a little bit 2 nights ago, but what does having home court advantage officially locked up mean for you guys?
Well, it's a significant accomplishment. So congratulations to the guys. Congratulations to our fans. Our fans had a big part in it. But it's not a destination. It's simply a tool. And so, as we get closer to everything, we'll talk to the team more about the mindset. You got to take a bit different mindset into the playoffs when you're the home team. But that's a challenge we're looking forward to.
What did you think of Tyrese, his big shots late, and how he propelled you guys down the stretch?
He was great. He's great. Made plays. He's got a feel and a sense for the moment. Once again, Reggie's sitting over there, which is cool. And so, look, it's an important game. It was not pretty in many respects, but it was a fight. The guys they put out there played their butts off and played great basketball, and we had to find a way. And I'm proud of our guys for the overall accomplishment. Of to this point 49 wins in home court. So the turnaround's quick. Orlando's going to come in here. They're as competitive a team as there is in the league, and so we'll have to turn this around very quickly.
You guys can still get to 3, but having home court secured with that in mind, is there any change to consideration, especially with the back-to-back of minutes strategy in these last 2 games?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
You mentioned some parts of it weren't particularly pretty. I guess what parts are you concerned about? Obviously, you guys lost in points in the paint early, second chance points, that kind of stuff. I mean, what stood out to you as things that sort of concern you going forward as you are getting close to playoff time? Well,
I really haven't even had a chance to study the stat sheet, but we've got to concentrate on the basics. Our defense has improved. But defense and simple defense and rebounding and spacing are huge things for us, and we've got to concentrate on those things. I'll look at it tonight, and we'll make whatever adjustments we need to make. Give Cleveland a lot of credit. I mean, the guys that played for them played a first-class game, and and it was hard.
What did you like about how you guys closed out defensively, especially that last possession to hold them to kind of a tough long 2 at the end there? Just what did you like about how you guys just kind of approached that play and getting them kind of a little bit scrambled as they were offensively and to take maybe a shot they didn't want to take?
I like the result. I haven't looked at it again yet, so I can't give you a detailed breakdown of it. But Porter was a big problem. Merrill was a big problem. Jerome and Hunter those guys were big problems, and their support guys were hitting open shots. I mean, that's a championship level team. They've proven it and shown it all year long, and their second unit guys stepped up into starting positions, and they showed out the way that you would want them to if you're them. And so we took some pretty tough runs in the face, during the game, and somehow we're able to stay together and find a way to fight it out. And look, this is not a style points thing. 49 wins is significant, and however you get them, you get them.
This last one from me, Jarris, obviously 4 of 4 from 3, 6 of 7 from the field. A couple of big ones, obviously, to get you started in the fourth. Again, it seems like he's had a string of really, kind of tough performances for you guys. Obviously, the shooting seems to be coming along, particularly. Just how, again, are you continuing to see growth from him?
Yeah, I see growth professionally. He was a major factor in the Denver game. He actually finished the game in Denver. That's as tough a road environment as you're going to get. He did the basic things very well, and he stuck open shots. Did the same thing tonight. So he's going to be an important guy as you go into a playoff series. You don't know for sure, how much each guy is going to play, but you do know that, the 11 guys that have played the majority of minutes for us, are all going to be needed. And they're all going to have to be ready. So the doses of minutes, are going to be uncertain, and they've got to be ready when their name is called to go out and compete and hold their ground and fight for their team and their fans.
A few weeks ago, I was talking with Miles Turner, and he made the comment that he had not opened a playoff series at home. I know this means a lot to a lot of different people, but could you speak to specifically his loyalty and 10th season and getting this opportunity, what your feelings are about Miles?
Yeah, I'm very happy for him. He's had a tremendous year. His work down the stretch of this season with some of these games where we've really needed both his rim protection and his offense, makes it evident how important he's been to us. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, but again, this is going to be a different experience and a different kind of challenge. And so we're going to have to make sure that our guys are prepared for it. And but we're looking forward to it, and I look forward to him, walking out there for game one and feeling that energy in game one. It's special, but it's not a guarantee that it's all going to go well. We've got to be prepared to fight at a very, very high level, no matter who the opponent is, and it's uncertain still.
Rick, back here, you mentioned that obviously another come from behind game, and you said just now how this team keeps fighting if there's a rough stretch. What do you credit for that? What's the reason how this team is able to stay together? What's the biggest reason?
Well, they're a connected group, and this for really 3 straight years now. The superpower of this team has been its connectivity, and so when a group is connected, the tendency is that they're going to fight together, and this group has also gone through some of the lows. We had some real low points to start the season, but their togetherness and commitment to each other and the fans never wavered, and so it strengthens the resiliency muscles